Live stream defo, are you ready? Yes, new pre-show slide. New pre-show slide for season 5. Thanks to Poto Cedar, the TCC intern. Persona 2 Best Persona is ready. So ready for the new and improved TCC podcast. Tree Void's here. New season, new layout, new hosts, new drama, new FR weapons, new llamas, new musical backgrounds, new Tonberry Troupe. Manor, how you doing? F's in chat. I don't know why. Excalibur is here, and Tree Void is here, and Summon Biscuits in here. Yeah, what happened to the old llamas? Well, Excalibur, do you remember in school when you had a little seed in a cup and the little seed sprouted into a tree or a little plant? Eventually that little plant stopped growing. Well, that's what happened to the old llamas. Summon Biscuits, thank you for the resub. Surya the Ranger, thank you for the resub. 22 and 19 months. Hey, Mino's running late, but while we wait, we are going to be doing a sub campaign to get Mark II Pity Braska FR. I don't want it, I don't need it, but I will pull it if you want me to. Every sub, membership, super chat, $5 or more, whatever. Leaf Blade Mouse, thank you for the subscription. Let's get a pre-show hype train for season 5. Every sub is 10 tickets. We get 40 subs. I'll go NF tickets. NF tickets. That's used to be gems. Now they're new tickets, new season, new tickets, new weapons, new llamas. It's the intensity. It's the intensity. Sussy Baka is here. Ain't no manner. Shout out to the Tonberry Troupe. Thank you for the subscription. We are getting subs. We are ready. Yin is here. Indolent Lard is here. Persona 2 Best Persona is here on 2 platforms. GG Tube is here. Everybody's here. We are ready. C Sam is here. How you doing, man? How are we doing? Our buddy Lids is also streaming, trying to take the season 5 hype. No, I'm joking. I don't know why Lids is pulling Braska. Final Asim is here. The party can begin. Give Mino a few minutes to get ready, and we will start the show. Yep, Mino is in the bathroom puking before the show. Still not feeling good. Drowning his liver. Helping him back up. Oh, Black Cloud Stripe is here. No Billie Eilish. No Billie Eilish. No Billie Eilish. No Billie Eilish. Do you want me to sing Billie Eilish? Would that make you feel better? Would that make you feel better? Cassius is here. Raw Life is here. Martyr is here. HOV man. Hey! Livestream gifted a sub to SkySplit7. Thank you for the gift sub, everybody. If you do get a gift sub, make sure to thank the anonymous gifter or the regular. Absolutely not. I think I could probably sing at least one Billie Eilish song. I mean, sing is, I don't know if sing is the right word, because I'm not really sure that's what she does. She kind of speaks rhythmically. So, Fade into Gaming is here. Theologica is here. How are we all doing? Season 5 is going to be starting momentarily. Yeah, a lot to talk about. We have a Squex community stream. We have a huge update. We have 2 events, a third on the way in less than an hour, 56 minutes. Good day. Good day to you, Theologica. 3-hour It is going to be the longest podcast you have ever listened to. 40 hours. We are raising money to end something, whatever it is that you are passionate about. So sub, super chat, like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, follow, become a member. We will not stop podcasting until we have reached our goal to send the kids to something. Someone's got to work tomorrow. Is Mino fine? Mino is fine. Running a little late. He is here. Just getting ready. He is okay. He is okay. Yes. Thank you. BC. Everybody check out Black Nero on YouTube for defo information. We are going to raise money to end the podcast. If we hit our goal, we will no longer podcast. Stop episode 200. That is hashtag stop episode 200. If we raise $100,000, we will not podcast anymore. There you go. Every sub is an extra minute. No, every sub lessens the podcast by 1 minute. Yes, Leaf Blade. Sub to end the other fake podcasts. Speedrun yes, posting clowns. Oh, goodness. Goodness gracious. Great FRs of fire. That's tonight. Fire FR, right? You get that? You like that segue to an event we may or may not be talking about tonight? I haven't decided. We'll kind of play it by ear. How's that era treating everybody while we're waiting for Mino to...
Oh, are you still waiting on me?
Oh, no, I was just... Are you okay? Are you ready to go?
Yeah, I'm not 100% though, so I probably will bounce right after the show. I don't think I can do a post-show today.
That's okay.
Okay.
All right, well, let's get ready, everybody. Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's get some hype in chat for episode 199 of the Crystal Chronicles. Coming to ya very soon. Oh, I can change the I haven't changed the text. I can do that some other time, not right now. This is not gonna matter here in a second. All right. Let's start the show. In 5, 4, 3, hold your eardrums, 2. Welcome everyone to episode 199. The first episode of Season 5 of the Crystal Chronicles, your Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia podcast. We're so glad you've joined us. New layout thanks to Poto Cedar. Not a new intro video. I saw some talk in chat here. But we are certainly open to it if any of the TCC podcast community would like to redo a intro. Our friend Dreamy did do that intro video for us to start season 4. So if anybody is so inclined to try their hand at a new video, to show the world your skills, we'd be happy for you to do that. I am your host, Mark. We are recording on July 7, 2022, and I am not by myself. I am joined by my good friend and yours, although a little bit under the weather still. It is Mino Spellgood. Mino, how are you doing?
Mark, I'm fucking livid because let me tell you, I went to Squex Josh's stream. You know, sometimes he streams after work now regularly. I'm sure you've heard of that. And I caught a stream where he was talking shit about In-N-Out, right? Somebody asked him, as a California native, like, how do you feel about In-N-Out? Because we don't have it here on the East Coast. And he said, I think his exact words were, well, all I can say is it's really cheap, you know, like prices cheaper than McDonald's, and you get what you pay for, right? And I can't believe the fucking nerves of this guy. Like, I don't go on Twitch, I don't go on stream and insult his place of work. Like, that's just uncalled for. So, you know, if he wants to throw hands, if he wants to go to war, I know he spies on us a lot. So, you know, Josh, if you're hearing this, meet me at the Walmart parking lot. We both know where the closest one to both of us is. So, you know, name a time and place. But yeah, that's fucking unprofessional. Other than that, I'm like the sickest I can ever remember I've been, and I'm probably gonna cough a lot during this podcast. So this might be a disaster. We'll see.
Pierre, just make sure to edit those coughs out, and we will be good to go. Hey, I want to remind you that this podcast is brought to you by our friends at Manscaped. Manscaped.com, bringing you the finest in human body hair removal technology and personal grooming and care products, including the Lawnmower 4.0, which can take care of body hair all over your body. Also, the Weed Whacker to get those nose and ears hairs if you're a little older like myself. And just great merchandise like their underwear. I'm not wearing my Manscaped t-shirt I was going to, but I didn't change. Or just some things to freshen up your life. So, hey, you know, you're at the gym, as our friend Black Nero is always telling you to do. You're at the gym before work, or before a date, or before you go to the gaming store, or whatever it is you do with your free time. You get a little sweaty, you don't have time to take a shower, you just spritz a little bit of the freshen up, and you're good to go. It's that easy. Manscaped.com, TCC Pod for 20% off your entire order. Tell them we sent you. But hey, that's not all we're doing today. Today, we are also in the middle of a sub-campaign. Yes, a sub-campaign. So if you are with us live, if you sub to Twitch, if you become a member on YouTube, if you do a super chat on YouTube, we are going to do, well, I am going to do 10 tickets on the forthcoming Braska banner for every sub, YouTube membership, super chat over $5. But if we get 40 or more, I will do NF tickets. So we're at 5 right now. I think, yes, we are at 5 right now. So we will do 50 tickets after the show officially ends. Maybe we'll do more. Switch to NF tickets. NF tickets. Your new fancy tickets when gems just aren't good enough. Switch to NF tickets. Well, hey, friends. We got some news. And the news was we had a Squex community stream which announced the beginning of a new era, the FR era, or Shinryu era, or whatever the hell we're calling it, the next era in DissidiaFFOO gaming. We're going to go through that, talk about the quality of life improvements, talking about the game update in a little bit, but that is upon us and has been for 2 events, now 3 events, almost 2 weeks. And we've been living into it. Some of us losing our minds, some of us frustrated, some of us loving it, probably some people everywhere in between. We do have some costumes. We have Kane's second costume, his Holy Dragoon. We had his King Piccolo costume. Now we have his Holy Dragoon costume. And we have Kryls' freelancer costume. So those are new costumes for us. We also have, hey, shout out to Squex Joshua. We just talked about him for trying to hawk those weapon glosses. He had like a little 5-minute diatribe about how awesome weapon glosses are. And sure enough, the very first banner of FR era, you have like 6 weapon glosses are available to buy. I don't think any of them are new, but they're all being rerun. So, hey, buy those weapon glosses, kids. Send Squex Joshua's cat to college. Colgate. Send Colgate to college. Or Crystal's dog, whose name is... Oh man, what's Crystal's dog's name? She said it. I don't remember. Anybody in chat remember what Crystal's dog's name? Cute dog. But do shout out to Joshua and Crystal. They do a great job. It was a little bit of a longer stream as they tried to explain every frustration era. And Lillard says, oh goodness. Yes, this is the first stream of the FR era. I did stream my pulls for Kane FR, so you can watch that if you would like to go back and do that. I did do those live. We also got a ton of rewards. So we got the Squex mobile stream rewards, the Portal app rewards, and we are in the middle of a retweet campaign to get additional rewards. But here's the good news. We already cleared it. We needed to get 170. We needed to get 750 retweets. We already did. It's way past that. So very, very good. And yes, and I don't, you're going to have to tell me what this is because you wrote this in.
Oh, yes. So you didn't hear about this? This has been all the talk. So the FR Weapon Arrival Challenge is a GL exclusive bonus. And it works like a challenge quest for Shinryu. You haven't seen these?
No. Yeah.
Okay, so basically for the next 2+ months, they said this is running till like September 7th. So that might dip into 4+ BT cycles. And for each of these events, if you use the featured character, if you clear the Shinryu with the featured character with no friend support, so basically like a challenge quest, you get 10 extra tickets and 20 bonus tickets on top of that if you have the whale pass.
Premium
pass. Yes.
Yep.
And this is a GL exclusive. And so like this is big news because JP didn't have this, so this was just for us. And there's been a little bit of talk. We're not gonna. I don't want to delve on this, but I do want to get your opinion on it.
Yeah.
But basically, like someone who shall not be named has been making a huge stink about this throughout the community. He's been like posting on the subreddit, running around all the discords. We've dubbed it Tree Void Gate, and he's very, very against the fact of this bonus because he says it's predatory and it encourages people to pull more, right? Because so honestly, Tree Void, like I'm poking fun, but if I misrepresent your stance, correct me in chat. But how he sees it is basically, if you're buying the premium pass, you're already a paying customer. You're paying more than the minimum, right? Because you can play this game for free. That's the minimum. And by paying a hefty amount, the 37 USD a month, you're already paying a good amount to the company. But then they put this in here to further tempt already paying customers to pull even more.
I see. I see what you're saying here.
Right. So I believe Tree Void, again, correct me if we're misrepresenting, because I do want to get this right, is that it's one thing to tempt players, but to, I guess, try to squeeze out a little more from your already loyal and paying customer base. That didn't sit well with him. There might be other people that share this opinion. We're using Tree Void because mostly, he's in our circle and our spotlight, so it's easier to just reference him. But the way I see it, and this was brought up on several shows too, because he's been on several of these lesser talk shows over the week, and most people like me think this is just a nice bonus because this is in addition, right? Like JP didn't get this, so this is literally extra rewards that JP didn't get. We get the chance to earn up to 30 extra tickets an event. That's significant. That adds up.
Yeah.
And even if you don't go for it, it's you're not losing value on your pass, right? You're still getting everything. This is in addition to it, and um, it's just I hate to say typical gotcha tactics, but I mean that's the whole game, right? To incentivize pulls, to get you to pull things that you wouldn't normally pull. I feel like this isn't the first time they've done things like this. I know if you guys want, you guys can listen to the other shows for the more in-depth arguments and stuff. But I would liken it more to, like the CQs back in the day were pretty tough, right? They were
Yeah,
the end game
very tough.
during
Very
chaos and
tough.
stuff.
Yeah.
And we had the stupid abysses that really pushed certain characters. The
Yeah, the
abysses
abysses were worse, but yeah, the
they were
early,
bad.
yeah.
And I know Tree Void draws the line because those did not affect paying customers, and he's saying this is behind a pay gate
Yeah.
as well as extra restrictions on top of a pay gate. So what do you think?
Well, first of all, shout out to Tree Void for the gift sub. Shout out to Soraya the Ranger for the 5 gift subs, and shout out to K9word for the resub. Just because there was some pre-show stuff, and those listening to the podcast. Shout out to Summon Biscuits, Soraya the Ranger again for a regular sub, Leaf Blade Mouse, Anomander, and Livestream for a gift sub. Thank you all for that subs. We're up to 12. Hey, pretty good. That's 120 tickets. Let's see if we can get to NF tickets. Yeah, that's interesting. So yeah, I've been doing other things obviously, and heard a little bit and saw a little bit of Tree Void's argument and some other folks. And so I appreciate you going back over his argument, because that does make sense in terms of the idea that this is punishing paying customers already. Like there's something gated. You don't just get it because it's like hey, here's 20 extra tickets every event because you got a premium Moogle Pass. No, here's 20 extra tickets if you do this. I personally didn't have any visceral reaction to it. I kind of saw it as, oh, I guess I'm not using friends anymore. That's literally how I've played FR era, is like, oh, I guess I'm not using friends anymore. And I have not used a friend unit this entire era. I mean, we've only had 2 events, but I've not used friend units because I'm like, oh, I guess we're just not using friend units now. And that's fine with me because it's more challenging. I see all you people using your friend units, and I'm like, well, I guess there are losers. And some people are better, and I guess I'm the person that's better. No, so it's nice little bragging rights there. But I guess I give Defo a lot of credit because I play other gotchas that are so much worse. And I wish Macno was here because I bet Macno would have some good, because Macno hates gotchas and hates the predatory nature of gotchas. And they all are predatory, and they all feed into the gotta have it now, the fear of missing out, the competitive, and the fact that this is not a competitive gotcha where, there's other gotchas that I do play, and one of them is terrible when it comes to the competitive nature. To give you an example, there was a new it's the waifu gotcha that I play, that I'm still playing, and so there are different servers on this gotcha. So I've been, in the top few of my server for quite some time, but now we have multi-server events. So there are 2 new types of events one's like a just PvP and one's like a whole area kind of battle for across 3 different servers. So one person from another server was 2nd place or 3rd place, and overnight his power basically ranked up in a way that we assume he spent maybe $2,000 at once to rank up to where he was, to increase his power so that he could be first. Now, the irony there is a couple days later past, the guild leader that I'm in, my guild leader, was able to upgrade one of his characters just because that character got an upgrade, and immediately beat him, and that guy quit. So he dropped $1,000 to $2,000 one night so he could be number 1 and immediately. So I mean that's predatory, right? Because now you're like, oh, he was probably the number 1 player on his server. Now the server's opened up and he's no longer number 1. So now he's spending to be number 1. And so that's like the worst possible thing you can do, right? Spend money so that you can be best in PvP, right? It has nothing to do with skill. It's literally just throwing money to be the best. So yeah, like that's an extreme. Thank you, CSAM, for the resub. 36 months. Wow. K9 were 27 months though. But yeah, so I mean, so that's one thing. The other thing is like, right, you get new units constantly and it's impossible to get them. You know, this game, for example, the one that I'm playing, like, yeah, to get a unit that just came out, I had to spend all of my resources. Now I'm back to nothing. And there's like 6 new units that came out the next day that I can't even touch. Like I can't even get close to getting, unless I spend thousands of dollars. I mean, it would literally take thousands of dollars to get maybe one of those units. So yeah, so I get it. So I guess my point in saying all of that is I'm a little bit more patient with Defo because comparatively it is the least predatory. But I can see I think Treevoid makes a good argument that, you know, it feels like maybe this is punishing the paying customers. That was not my immediate reaction. My immediate reaction was, oh, okay, it's a new challenge, and it's more rewards because I am a paying customer. And at the end of the day, it's 20 tickets, which really don't matter one way or the other. So, to me personally, but, yeah, so I guess that's I get the argument. I'm not ready to do a hashtag campaign and I'm not particularly upset about it. But I understand that I do give Default quite a bit of leeway compared to other
I
gotchas.
agree, yeah.
So, did you have any more thoughts about kind of where you stand on it?
Just that, like, I do think I agree with you that this was a point worth bringing up. I'm not. If I had to pick a side, I wouldn't be on Treevoid's side, but I do feel like this argument should be given light, right? So, you know, I used to do this a lot too, right? Like, say, like, oh, they're doing, you know, free polls every banner, but that's just to get you to look at the banner, you know, like
Yeah.
just to
Yep.
always expose both sides, right? Like, yes, it's generous that they're giving us more resources. Yes, there's an ulterior motive. The way I see business and stuff, because like we're talking about like predatory businesses are out there to make your money. The
Yeah.
way I see it is the ideal relationship with a business is that you're both taking from each other, right?
Yeah.
Like the business is taking your attention and your money, and you're taking entertainment or whatever from it. So like technically you're both taking from each other. That's the best type of relationship. And I'm saying like, yes, I know this obviously is maybe leaning towards predatory, but I also enjoy it because I'm benefiting off of it, right? And at the end of the day, from my personal point of view, this is bonus. This is extra. I personally can walk away from 30 tickets an event and not blink an eye. I don't give a fuck. You guys know I think tickets are worthless.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
I think tickets are worthless. Yeah, like TV is saying, oh, yeah, this doesn't affect me, but, you know, there's going to be people out there who spend resources they didn't want to or money to, you know, get these arbitrary tickets
well,
because
and that's
of
on them.
FOMO. Yeah.
Like, I mean,
Yeah, that's on.
that's
Yeah,
on them.
yeah,
and it's on
them.
me if I go and play that other game and spend $1,000 to catch up. Like that's on me. Like
Yeah,
I understand it's predatory, but I'm an adult and it's a video game.
Yeah.
Like it's not like it's not some systemic evil. Well, it might be a
Yes.
systemic evil, but like it's like it's something we acknowledge straight up. Like this is not a children's game. This is not like Pokemon. That, you know, there's some predatory things there. Like, hey, wait a second. You know, this is marketed towards kids. This is obvious. This game is obviously not marketed towards kids. If you don't pay into it, this isn't even an option for you, right? Like this isn't even a question. So you're immediately talking about people like us who have millions of gems, who have been buying the premium Moogle Pass since it came out, to give us, you know, just everything we have. So I like I said, I don't feel personally like this is super predatory, but I feel like I have the right, like you said, if I can't beat it with what I have, I'm not going to pull to beat it. I have done both the quests so far. I do have Kane's. I don't have it. Well, I have Kryls LD, but I don't have Kryls. Like I have all the LDs. But I don't have Kryls FR. I didn't pull for Kryls FR. And I beat it fine. Like now, I guess that was probably one of the easier Shinryus we're going to experience. But it is what it is. We'll see moving forward. Maybe after the 2 months or whatever, how long this is going to be, if this isn't permanent, I'll be like, oh, here's how many I missed. And we did that with CQs, right? We did that when we got CQs early on because we were like, hey, don't pull to beat a CQ. If you beat it, great. If you don't, not a big deal. And we'll go and see how many we beat. Now, I think both of us beat all the CQs without much of a problem. So I'm not worried about it just because, again, we've been here before. But here it is. So remind me, this mission not even available if you don't have the basic Mog Pass?
No, it is.
Okay,
You just get 10 tickets without.
Okay, with
and
no
30
Mog Pass.
Tickets, yeah, 30 tickets with.
With any Mog Pass? Or is it just the premium?
Premium.
So regular Mog Pass users don't get anything extra.
Right.
Okay, I'm just trying to be clear because obviously I have the premium pass. There you go. So yeah, yeah, no, I do. I mean, I understand, and we've had some great. You can go back and listen to old shows. We've had some great conversations with Macnell about the gacha model and about the predatory nature of the gacha model. And again, right? I mean, if you do have a problem with gambling or the fear of missing out, check yourself. Set this game aside. You don't want to get yourself into terrible debt. Some people were talking about Diablo Immortal, which I haven't been following a lot, even though I love Diablo. But I mean, immediately it came out as super predatory, right? Blizzard really screwing it up. Blizzard's been screwing up everything, right? Like, has anything Blizzard's touched here in the last couple of years not gone to shit? What's going on? I love Blizzard. I mean, I World of Warcraft 1, 2, 3, or excuse me, Warcraft 1, 2, 3, StarCraft 1, 2, Diablo 1, 2, 3. Man, I've loved all those games. So not really sure what's going on with Blizzard, but it sounds like Diablo Immortal very, very predatory. Various Reddit articles about people spending thousands of dollars. Just really, really bad. So yeah, you don't, and we can go back and you can listen to old shows where, I talk about, talking to parents whose kids went off to college and racked up $5,000 in credit card debt for mobile games and stuff. So, I mean, I get it. It's a real problem. You just have to make sure that you are aware of where you are, and you are aware of what the game is trying to do. That being said, the best, like you said, the best kind of relationship between the player and the game company is one where we feel like we are rewarded for spending, and where if we get the thing, we can use it, we can enjoy it, and it's something that it's something that does bring us joy, as opposed to like, I have to spend to beat this, I have to spend to even compete in PvP. Like that's diminishing returns. You don't feel good by doing that. But if you are able to spend to get something that changes your character or something that adds to the game, those are the kind of things that do make the game better. So I'm not really sure that this is something that, like, if you spend to beat this quest, you probably won't feel good about yourself. Like you probably won't feel good about 20 tickets, because 20 tickets go by real fast. But if you can do it, hey, do it. Get those free tickets, right? And if you can't, I say you feel good. But just know that I will be better than you because I will do them all. So I think that's just important to say right out front. But there you go. All right. There we go. Very good. Very good. Well, let's talk about FR era. Apparently I've been hitting my buttons. Rolling here. We got little things. Woohoo! Got little things. little titles. Thanks to Poto Cedar again. I don't know why that scrolled, because I obviously hit something I shouldn't have done. That's how it goes. Anyway, FR era. We have some quality of life improvements. In fact, we have a lot of quality life improvements. Let me hit them real quick, and then I'll ask you, kind of what your take on them is. Related to characters, we have traits, trait enhancements, where you can kind of see like the traits of a character when you search. We do have the ability to enhance them from one screen. I went to the wrong one. Game updated, so that's awesome. Always happens when we're streaming. We have an ally list now, and you can sort by total power now. So that's some of the character related changes in the quality of life. So some people are feeling pretty good about how you can search for things or organize characters, get through characters. Any thoughts about those quality of lives?
Yeah, the filter's very good. This kind of tracker almost makes OO tracker and foo tip unnecessary, almost. Like they're still technically more in depth, but that's for the hardcore player base, the one that's like keeping a fucking track sheet online and stuff. But for like the average player now, they can
Yeah,
get
it's
all
real
of that
nice.
in the game. So I'm a big fan of that. I'm a big fan of them adding filters and everything. So all of that is good. The power levels are funny because they're stupid. And I remember I was chatting with Blart and Trevoid about this because we were playing Echoes of Mana, and that game also runs off of power levels. It gives you some number to like represent the character's strength. The problem is that number means absolutely nothing. Like
Yeah.
what does it tell you that, like, let's say any BT character, so we'll say what's an old ass BT
Well, here,
character?
I just brought up mine. So if you're not familiar with this, you're listening to the podcast. You go to your character screen, you press the ally list button on top, sort by total power, and you can see total power on the end. So for me, number 1 is Kane, 9,890. Second is Garnet, 9,860. Third is Cloud at 860. Then Squall, then Zidane, then Yuna, then Tidus, then Y'shtola, then Vincent, Laguna, Sephiroth, Zack, etc. So you can see, right, that characters with BT plus that I have blue armor with,
Yeah.
they are higher.
Not only that, weapons of
Yep.
illusion. I mean, World of Illusion weapons and
That's
mannequin weapons add to the power level.
which
So like,
is why Cloud is where he is, right?
yeah. So certain character, he has an NT Buster Sword. So if you had him fully maxed, he'd be higher. So it's just funny because like, if you were a new player, you had this all maxed, you'd be like, oh, Cloud must be stronger than the other 155 characters, right? And it's just such a bad representation.
Yeah,
I don't know.
spheres.
Like, it's
You can
very
see
deceptive.
my top
Yeah,
my
they
top
rate
6
by spheres.
are
They rate by
spheres.
spheres. You want to talk
Have
about Predatory? They give you
spheres.
full points for real spheres. So if you
Yeah.
put in refined spheres, you will never get that nice orange
I do
line all the way across.
like the I guess I haven't really looked at this too much. I do like the fact that it does say weapons. So like Cloud, 9 of 9 weapons. Cloud's got the most weapons in the game.
Yeah.
So you can see, okay, am I missing a weapon for a character? Oh, I can see, yeah, Warrior of Light, I'm missing a weapon. What the hell weapon am I missing for Warrior of Light? What the hell weapon am I missing for Warrior of Light? Oh, I don't have his BT plus. They count BT plus as a separate weapon.
Yeah. So like this is
Yeah,
really
okay.
funny, right? Like
Yep.
on obviously enhancement points
curses!
too. Like if you don't
That's
like 30
predatory. That's
exactly,
predatory.
if you don't max out the force enhancements, like obviously this is hilarious because it's gonna trigger people's FOMOs and completionism. Like they want all orange lines as much as possible. But I don't care about that. I just think that power levels is a completely unnecessary ad and very confusing. Coming from another game that works primarily off of power levels, it is so deceptive to the player base.
Right.
And that's probably on purpose. That's fair. Like Echoes of Mana will be like, hey, you should be this amount of power level to attempt this quest. Except the like you could have like a mage, so like strength and intelligence, you could have like a pure strength build mage, and as long as they have a set number of stat points, their power level is high, but then there'll be a trash character. It's horrible. It's fucking terrible.
Infamous Element said, Mark, who's your Yamcha? Check the bottom of the list. I knew without even looking. It is the dumpster tier character, Ash. She is my lowest character on the ally screen power level. She is 157 of 157. So there you go. That is yep, tied with Lion. They are riding the bottom. They are riding the bottom of the train there. But yeah, it is fun that you have the ability to do that. Some other things that hey, character enhancements for Jet. We get some map-related things. You can now sort by chapter list, look through that. And the World of Illusions have been consolidated. So the summons have been consolidated into one button now. Summon points increased. So now when you run summon boards, the summon points and wild points will both increase. Moogle points, and this is the big one, Moogle Pass enhancement point increase. So if you have the basic Moogle Pass, normally it's been 10,000 per event, 10,000 enhancement points per event. If you have the basic Moogle Pass, you now get 15,000. If you have the Whale Pass, you get 30,000. So, I mean, if anything, that seems to be more predatory, in my opinion, than these 20 tickets, right? You have a significant advantage now, unless you've been hoarding enhancement points and playing very, very carefully with them, like we have encouraged you to do. But yeah, so now you have a significant advantage if you have the basic pass, and a huge advantage if you have the premium pass, the premium Moogle Pass, because you get triple every single event, triple the enhancement points. And of course, you need enhancement points for force enhancements as well as your regular enhancements. In addition to that, all characters are now starting at level 70, Crystal Strength 70, level 70, and all summons, thank God. My Chocobo and Sylph have been at level 18 since like the beginning of the game, because I knew that eventually they would be upgraded for free and I wouldn't have to grind. And so now all your summons start at level 20. So really boon to new players. New players are eating well this month. So as Joshua said, if you started last month, yeah, maybe it's a good time to reroll. He didn't say that, but he said ask your friends, ask content creators, and we are telling you, yeah, maybe if you started like a week before the Kane era, the thing, yeah, it might be good to reroll. Beyond that, probably not. But so all that, the enhancement points, the summon points, the map, the characters, summons, what? Any thoughts on any of that stuff?
This all came a little early for us. I believe this hit JP on their 4th anniversary.
Oh wow!
So
okay.
yeah, so we got this about 6 months early. This big boost, very nice.
Yeah.
No, or it was a little later, but we definitely got this early. We talked about a lot of this, so I'm skimming over like the Mog Pass increases. So just the only reminder I want is that if you buy the premium pass, you will never run out of points. Period. You will maybe have to you definitely have to budget. It's free to play, and even with basic, you're gonna have to budget a little bit. But if you buy the Whale Pass, even if you're a new player, you're starting now, you pick up the Whale Pass and keep going, you're never gonna run out of points. So that's all it boils down to.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about like how much it's giving you. Just know that you can pay to not worry about points. A lot of people in chat are talking about it. I think like ASIM as well. They're saying like, oh, in JP, points are the real bottleneck. My bet is that all these JP players aren't paying for the premium pass.
Right. No, obviously.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why it's a bottleneck. But right, like a lot of us here are definitely premium pass buyers. We're longtime veterans. We've been supporting the game. We whale, etc. So like, just know that you never have to fucking worry about points after that.
Yeah, if you are a new player, a newish player, and you are free to play and don't play, or even if you buy some things, but you don't do the Moogle passes, character points are going to continue to be an issue for you. And so you really just have to budget carefully. If you've been playing a while and you have a pretty good stash of character points, or if you are a Moogle Pass holder, yeah, you're probably not. Now, that being said, you probably shouldn't throw things around willy-nilly, because you're still not going to have the force enhancement shards and crystals to do that anyway. So it's not really even going to be an issue, because you can't really spend like we're going to have a bottleneck with force enhancement crystals and shards. Right? I mean, that's going to be our bottleneck for a while.
Orion Stark said, didn't Nidre say that if you do max out most FRs, you will run out? No, I know Nidre is going to listen to this later. You can talk to him on the Discord, but I'm pretty sure what actually happened is he has everything maxed out, and he has like almost 600,000 points left over with nothing to spend it on. So, and even in JP, while he's not like maxed out like he is in GL, he still has like hundreds of thousands of excess for sure.
Yes, Persona 2 best persona, if you are at 600 or 6,000 character enhancement points, just be careful. Just make sure that you're investing in the characters that you want to go full crystal, full force enhancement, full force enhancement level, everything else 30-30. Just save for that. Yeah. Don't just start throwing it at random characters. And the good news is the characters you have thrown it on, that will be easier for upgrading them later. So it's not like, again, it's not like you ever fall too far behind in this game, right? Like that's one of the great parts about this game. Stop spending for a month and you'll catch up. like just use what you got, stop spending, beat what you can beat, and you'll probably start catching up, right? That's the one way to really get by this. Yeah, and we talked about this last week, but just to rehash a little bit of the game update or the FR Force Weapon and Shinryu, we have a new weapon tier, the Force Weapon. I don't know if we need to really go into where
we went pretty in depth last week.
Yeah,
so
did we talk about where the Force Weapon goes in terms of stats, in terms of if you can sell it, if you can't sell it?
We did talk about all of those, but right, like if you want to hit the basics of what you think is most important, FR weapons, I keep hearing this being talked about. They confirmed it on the Ope as soon as it was introduced that yes, you can sell FR weapons.
Yeah.
They're not going to make you keep it. They've been saying for a long time that EX Plus was kind of a mistake and they don't want to do that anymore. Like, ever since EX Plus was the only tier where you were kind of punished for selling it, because the next tier later needed you to keep them, right? And they said that was a mistake because that caused a lot of anxiety in the community, and obviously that's true because all of you people are still fucking talking about it. And so they said, like, they didn't want to go that route anymore. So they haven't with LDs. They said they weren't. They said they're not going to do it with FRs and all that stuff. So they said if that ever happens again, like with BTs, they'll just lock it so you can't sell it. Like, that's just what it was. Yeah.
But our fully MLB'd FR still better than EX pluses for characters without BTs?
Yes, FRs are now the top under BT plus and
BT plus, yeah.
Ultima weapons, yeah.
Thank you, Zamboni Driver, for the resub, 7 months. Who's pulling for Braska? Well, you're making me pull for Braska. There you go. And handful more subs, and you'll make me use NF tickets. There you go. But we are at 14 of 40 subs. Again, sub campaign to make me pull for Braska's FR. So I will be doing 140 tickets. If we get to 40 subs, I will switch to NF tickets or gem tickets. There you go. That will be a lot of fun after the main show. But yeah, so if you have a BT plus character, you keep the BT plus, you can sell the FR like Kane. But if you don't have it fully realized, if you don't have their BT plus fully realized, you're probably not going to have their force weapon fully realized. So, but if you do have the BT plus, you can sell the FR, and you do get a refund there for some high power stones, right? Which we got more of. I don't know that we really mentioned that. We did get, I think we got a few more hyper power stones than we were expecting. We got them in the gotcha
rewards, right?
We got some extra rewards, but we also got them in the actual guaranteed pity shop, the G token shop. JP did not get the hyper power stones in their G token shops until a few months down the line, correct?
Yeah, they got a little later, so we get a little early.
Which
same with the choco boards and everything. Like we got
extra choco boards. Yeah,
up front.
So we and we expected that we would, because GL always gets more, because this is not the beta version of the game. This is the real version of the game. So we always get more stuff. And here's what happened: we got more stuff. And so day one, our Kane FRs were fully upgraded, and Kane was 30-30 crystals, no problem, right? Not a problem at all. At least mine was. I'm sure yours was as well. And new upgrades, force enhancements. So it's good to recognize that you can force enhance certain characters for every event, or certain characters will get force enhancements who don't get an FR weapon and who won't get a new weapon. So like a BT plus or something. So for example, Kryls event, we're going to have Orin force weapons. For Kane's event, Pinello and Mog got force enhancement. So they don't get new weapons, but they do get force enhancement, so you can use your force enhancement resources, the shards or crystals, or stones, shards and stones, correct? For increasing their force enhancement. We don't have real good language for it because there's a lot of overlap with the official language. So, and it's going to be even more confusing if we do get force weapon boards. That's why we're not trying to call them force enhancements, because they're not force enhancements, because they're not force enhancement boards, because we're going to get.
I think they're officially called force enhancements, right? I've always called them force enhancements and then force boards. Like we say LD boards, EX boards.
Force enhance, yes. Force enhance.
Right.
That's what they're called. Force enhance. So, with force enhancements, use enhancement points. So yeah, we will call them force enhancements. So Kane obviously has, you get 30 levels. You have to use your character points, and you have to use these shards and stones. You don't have to merge them. You just have to use the correct amount. And you go up to level 30 to get the different things we talked about last week. What those able to do: charge the things better, do more damage.
Again, treat them like crystal awakenings. I know that's foreign to some people because C90 always gave you enough crystals to raise everybody, right? But back in the day, just like now, you couldn't actually do that. You had to save your crystals and pick and choose. This is basically what that is. So I would say they give about the same amount of power as, say, taking someone from 80 to 90, right? Like, people will talk about the reworks, but in general, just like Mark said, that usually just means more charging, more bonuses for support characters, more damage for DPS characters, just like bonuses with the gauge. That's it.
Yeah. It is important to notice, I don't know that we said it last week, if you are not bringing a FR weapon to the fight, to Shinryu, which is our new difficulty, with the force gauges, you do not get a force gauge. Like, I'm not even sure that I realized that. I knew that, but I didn't realize it until I tried one of the fights without Kane. And I'm like, oh yeah, you don't get a force gauge if you don't have a force weapon. Why would you? Like, there's no reason to have a force gauge if you don't have a button to press to activate force time. So, but yeah, so obviously moving forward, that's not going to be a huge issue. We are going to.
That's Chet's correcting you, saying you don't need a force weapon. You just need somebody with force enhancements.
Oh, force enhancements. Excuse me. Force enhancements. But you can't use the gauge if you can't use the gauge if you don't have a button.
You still get the bonus when the gauge is at 80% with the force enhancements. That's why that has a little marker there too. Yeah.
Got it. All right. Well, we are going to talk about the events, but before we do, happy birthday, Final Fantasy IX. 22 years ago today, Final Fantasy IX was released. I found that on the Twitter before the show, so just wanted to share that. And we do have a supporter question of the week, Supporter Corner. Again, thank you, Poto Cedar, for the question of the week. You can go, if you were gifted a sub, if you sub tonight, if you become a YouTube member, you connect your YouTube or your Twitch to the Discord, join our Discord, and you have access to a couple private channels, including the Supporter Corner, podcast Supporter Corner. So, question of the week. If we get a global first force weapon, who would you like to get, and who would be their FR partner? That's the question. Mino, give you a second to think about it. Blartanian says Umaro with Waka. Force time gives bonuses to every action taken with auto battle turned on. Sleuth says, I would love to see Thancred get an FR with either Edgar or Edge for their flirtatious personalities.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
And Edge, I think.
Yeah, Thancred and Edge would be good. Yeah, no, Thancred and Edgar. No, yeah, but Thancred and Edge would be better, right? Raw Life says, Zidane partners with Balthier. I will not elaborate. Okay. That sounds like some fan fiction Raw Life is writing. Sir Alex says Kistis FR partner with Selfie. Selfie's wall so she can talk to it. Oh, that's good. That's good. Let me read that again because that was some lore there from Alex. Histis FR partners selfies wall so she can talk to it. Go talk to a wall. Crush says Paplamo FR with partner Shantoto so they can have lots of fries. Okay. I got that racist comment. That was a potato comment. Daniel says GL first, Sarah BT and FR. Her FR partner is Mog. Kane, Red Kane says Garnet make her the queen of Force Era 2. Luna Freya is her partner. Didn't Garnet get her FR yet?
Yeah, she got was it Braska as her partner?
Braska is her partner. Yep, Braska's her partner. K9 Word says Princess Sarah FR teamed with Onion Knight or another Warrior of Light. Bishop says Tella, he needs to be overpowered because he never gets better. Or a rework paired with Galuf because they're old, they actually die in the game. Oh, spoilers.
Spoilers, guys.
Indolent Lard says Barrett FR with Zaz because they are both nice dads. Yes, thank you for that spoiler there. Final Asim says Lulu with Tifa because of reasons. C-Sam says I don't know who doesn't have an FR because I don't play the beta. Stray Beat says Shadow with Renoa, more dog attacks. Ooh, I like that. Angelo and Interceptor. I'm behind that. Boy Kazith says Leon FR with Celeste as a partner. They are currently the only 2 units in the game with Brave Absorb. Oh, interesting. Tudik says Thunder God Sid with Sephiroth. Yin says Garland with Jack Garland. A little confusing. Joe, can you use both on a team? Can you use Garland? Okay. I was pretty sure, but Jovial Roger says Ultimisha with Cloud of Darkness for witchy energy. Well, thank you all. Mino, did you have one?
Yeah, there were a few more good ones in chat. So Fen Ragnarok says Cyan and Orin, and we call the FR ability Double Dragons. I think that's a really good one.
Like that.
Thalassa says Pain with Riku as her partner, but she's still not in the game. I was gonna go with that. What I said, I think I said this before, is Riku FR with Lion as her partner because they're the same character. I challenge you guys to give me 5 differences between the characters. I also that's a much stronger connection, Riku and Lion, but for some reason in my head I was thinking Jekt and FF7 Sid. I don't think they actually have that much in common, but their personalities remind me. I feel like they're very similar. That might just be me though.
I could see that.
What do you think, Mark?
I really like that Renoa and Shadow team up. I'm going to stick with that. I do. I like that a lot. All right. Well, thank you. If you want to join the conversation, again, become a member on YouTube, sub on Twitch, become a member on YouTube, and join our Discord, link them up, and there you go. You can let us know, and we'll have a new question next week, thanks to our TCC intern, Poto Seder. Now let's get to the events. So we've had a couple of events, and we have one coming up in 4 minutes. And that is first Act 3, Chapter 8, Part 1, which brought us Kane FR BT+, Warrior of Light BT+, and Penelo and Mog Force enhancements. So let's start from the bottom up, I guess. Penelo and Mog get Force enhancements. Penelo, actually fairly good gauge charger if you want a character who can do everything she does. In terms of looking for those characters that can charge the gauge faster so that you can get to force time faster. She has a lot of abilities that are free turn, instant turn, that just buff really, really good, and so you can just charge the gauge really good. You can watch Black Nero as he streamed the event live. He was going to invest in Penelo, and he did. And you can see from me just playing Kane with the only character with force enhancements to watching him with Penelo who just charges the gauge like crazy. It's a huge, huge difference. That being said, there will be other characters. So if you like Penelo, if you like how she, obviously she has heal, she has buffs, she does give actual buffs to the party. So you have to kind of realize that. She does have some gravity attacks, true damage, that kind of stuff. So if that's kind of your style, you like her, she's definitely a good charger to go into that. I haven't really seen or heard too much about Mog, so I'm guessing that Mog may not be the best investment at this point. But we also did get Warrior of Light, who gets his BT plus. His BT plus comes with some Brave Games, HP damage up, HP limit up. He is the shield tank in the game, and one of the better shield tanks. That being said, we immediately had another counter tank, and off-turn damage in this era is super, super useful. And so I think he's automatically kind of been ellipsed by Orin, who is that counter attack tank, and we're going to have other counter tanks. People are still using Snow and Zach with quite a bit of use, so I'm not sure that Warrior of Light's a great investment unless you're really big into his mechanics and you really like it. I don't think he's a bad investment, but he's probably not the best charger for the gauge. And again, he's not doing that off-turn damage, and he's kind of a slow character there. So, Mino, of those three characters, anything you want to add before we get to the main one?
Just a few things. I also like how you're grouping all of these now too. That makes it a lot easier. So I can just comment on what I want to.
Yeah.
So the hype about Penelo is that everyone talks about our gauge charging, but literally any character without an damaging attack can do that. And we were given several that we'll talk about, like Kryl and Braska all fill that role. The reason Penelo gets a lot of hype is because that's a budget one, right? Like with the others, you would want an FR weapon to have them more viable in the party. And with the FR weapon, they are more viable in the party because Penelo's just charging, like, right? Like her damage and her healing is not great, whereas the others can provide a lot more. Just that everyone wants to be stingy with their FR resources, which is fine, but just know that Penelo is not that special. And then, as everyone says, there's going to be others coming up as well. Ignis is a big one. Ignis brings arguably more with the enchants and even more instant skill uses, etc., etc. So if you don't want to invest in Penelo, just know there's lots of other options. And if you're rich like Mark and me, just pick an FR charge.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
And
I am not picking. I did not invest in Penelo because I am investing in Ignis, who is one of my top characters. So.
Yeah. Destroth wants to say Penelo and Ignis have a lot more of those moves, right? Because their S1 and their S2 are both instant, whereas like Kryl and Braska, it's just their S1.
Right.
That's fair, but I will take that trade-off because they can actually do other things too, like competitive damage and charging they can do things. They're not just a slot there to charge. With Wall, as Mark said, there's nothing wrong with Wall as a tank. It's just that the force gauge meta revolves around damage. Maybe things would have been different if, say, some people raised party defenses when the gauge was high. But no, all the gauge does is increase damage dealt. So, of course, the name of the game of this era is damage, damage, damage. So while Wall is a perfectly suitable tank, the meta is counter and off-turn damage tanks. Like, we have like Orin and Galuf coming up, and then you've got Gladio as well. All of these people just keep doing damage, and because of how the FR bonus works, they get a huge bonus to all their counters during force time. So while Wall is perfectly suitable and nobody should feel bad investing in him, he's just literally the definition of not a meta pick.
BC is reminding us, and a very good reminder, that Warrior of Light's LD call ability is very, very good if you don't have it. So, I was more thinking for investing in his BT Plus, probably not, or in his force enhancements, probably not. But if you don't have his LD, might not be a bad thing to pick up because his LD call ability is exceptionally good and useful to block potentially devastating attacks. One of the many good kind of defensive call abilities. So it can be really, really good. So thank you for that. Anything else on those three characters,
Nope.
Mino?
That's all I got.
Well, let's go to Kane, because Kane gets the goods. If you're not familiar with Kane, he is a ranged attacker who does off-turn damage because he jumps in the air, gaining true evasion, because people can target him, but they can't do anything to him. And every time somebody acts, he does off-turn damage, which in this thing is a big deal. He also launches, he does that. But he does get an FR and a BT. His BT is actually ridiculously good. Like, who would have thought Kane would have got a decent BT? And it's really one of the prizes of this. We did joke about his FR not being the best button to press, but his BT is excellent, giving Brave damage up, HP damage, limit up, and overflow of both types. So the nice thing about that is Kane can literally jump and just provide that to the party by being in the air. His FR is based on, so again, for every FR, there's going to be conditions once you're in force time, how to increase the damage. Kane's FR is arguably the worst FR button to press to get into force time because his increases are very low compared to what's going to happen with Cam, and then moving after Cam, the increases get much higher. We actually had a list. Somebody did a list. Remind me who did it if I can't remember. But somebody actually put like an infographic that had the list. And yeah, Kane is like 5 and 5%. And then they start getting 10, 20, 30, 40. And it just like within a month, everybody's doing 40+% in damage increases. So, but Kane's damage limit bonus increases in force time for every ranged attack done, any ranged brave damage done, and if all 3 members are involved in a launch, then it increases as well. So it is arguably the worst FR, but I've been using it because it's the only FR I have, and arguably probably the only FR I'm going to have for a while. And so I've been pressing the button and making good use of it. But obviously moving forward, Kane is still going to be exceptionally viable because he's going to use his BT+, he's going to jump up in the air, and he's just going to do that off-turn damage. You can put great calls on him, even short-term calls, because he's going to be up in the air, and he's just going to eat, and people are going to be able to do crazy things with that. So I think he's great. He's one of my favorite characters. I know he's one of Mino's favorite characters. I'm psyched that he's going to be good for a few weeks, but also then valuable moving forward, kind of as that third slot character that's doing off-turn damage, doing good support to the team, and just just really cool. And I like his new costume, so got that too. Mino, what do you think about Kane?
I'm gonna try not to gush too much about Kane, but it's funny. I remember the whole community was talking about skipping Kane because he's the worst FR. And I said, I know most people are just going to pull because Shinryu without a force weapon is going to be too enraging. And lo and behold, I've seen so many Kanes on my friends list and in co-op. Like, it's just nonstop FR Kanes back to back to back all over the fucking place. And he deserves it. He deserves it. So he does so many. His kit is just so fucking good. That's why it's almost evergreen, is because, I mean, he already had really good mechanics on his LD pass we talked about. You already mentioned the true evasion.
Yeah.
He can hold buffs, and I think he and Freya are the only ones with unconditional follow-ups, right? Yep. Like, they're the only ones that will follow up after everything, no matter what. AAs, free abilities, enemy turns, etc., everything. Other people usually have to get hit. They have to be, like, core needs their target to be targeted. A lot of people follow up only on attacks, but Kane and Freya are the only ones who have unconditional follow-ups. So, look, he has instant turns, which is very, very good. He has follow-ups, and they are non-elemental, so you can enchant them to meet a lot of force requirements. As CSAM put in chat, during force time, people who want to go the charge route, like, you can just Pinello spam or Ignis spam, and he's actually still pumping damage out because, you know, he has the follow-ups. A lot of people aren't going to do that. You're not going to get another huge follow-up character that's force viable for a while. Like, he just can do that. He ticks FR abilities, FR requirements with that. He could be enchanted. I don't know if anyone's mentioned this yet, but his FR ability is instant turn. That's very special. Like, Kryls and Braska's are not. Like,
I didn't even think about that. That the fact that his is actually instant turn.
Yeah,
not everybody's is. Not everybody's is.
Actually instant turn. Like, if it's his turn, he can trigger the FR time, and then
immediately
he has
jump.
Yeah, not only that, but he has a ton of, like he can spam LD as well, which are free instant turns to really rack that up. Like, I think people really undersell how good he is at building his own force. Like, I've messed around with his and Kryls extensively, and I still prefer Kane's.
Yeah.
Like, people can say it's the worst FR period, but I think they're ignoring the rest of his kit. He has launches, he has follow-ups, he has instant turns, lots of turn manipulation there. And then, as Mark said, more turn manipulation is slapping his great BT effect or amazing call effects, any buffs or whatever, and just leaping into the air. Don't forget, he can hold any buff in the air, including I believe Setzer's. No, wait. Yeah, Setzer's goes on people, right? Yeah, or something like. But basically, like there's a lot of flexibility in that, and that's why his BT effect is so good too. It's a good BT effect, but it lasts really fucking long in practice. I've had like Kate call for the party up for most of a Shinryu fight. It's ridiculous. And as you said, it's true evasion as well, so you don't have to heal him. He's not taking HP poison, as his fight showed. He can just do a fucking lot. And the reason why he lasts so long is because he can tick so many FR requirements with that true follow-up. So I think people that say he has the worst FR are very ignorant, and they don't know how he is so much better at building up his own FR bonus than any of the than Braska and Kryl or any of these recent, like just him alone. Everyone will talk about like the cam setup, everyone will talk about synergy, but Kane can do it himself better than a lot of people. And again, it's instant. A lot of times I just FR, I can LD 2 or 3 times, you throw in some AAs in there, and he's built up over 100% by himself, and then I don't know. There's a lot of flexibility there, but I'll cut myself off there.
Yeah, shout out to Eamon for the resub. Thank you, Eamon. Braska hype. We are up to. Go ahead.
Zamboni says, does he receive new buffs while he's in the air? He does not.
No.
He will receive auras. Auras are field wide. They will always apply. But when he jumps,
which is why Pinello is not a great partner with him.
Yeah. So
no, it's not. That's not 100% true because you just make sure he gets the buffs and then he gets up in the air. But yeah, anybody who's relying on actually giving him physical buffs on his character, you just need to make sure he's on the ground when he gets the buffs, because most likely he's not going to run out of those buffs. But yeah, he does not get new buffs, and I don't think you can target him. Like if he's in the air and you have core, like core can't target him when he's in the air. So
I wanted to add too that so many people, especially should you pull content creators, have been saying that the only use for Kane is to have him jump in the air. Everyone who's used Kane knows that's not true, right? Like he does 1 million damage on his S2. He can hit pretty competitively on the floor.
Yeah,
he really can.
Oh so, yeah, like, his buttons are good. Yeah, no, he doesn't have bad buttons. It's just nice for him to be in the air because he's doing
exactly. Like the air gives him more longevity because of the follow-ups, but he's not a bad character to have. Period. Like he does competitive damage.
Believe me, if you're running Kane as your primary everything in these first 2 events, he's hitting his S1 and S2 buttons and his EX. Like you got to use his buttons. He's not just up in the air because Edge and Lena weren't able to do it by themselves. He needed to be on the ground. That was my team, which we'll get into in a second. But yeah, shout out to Tonberry Troupe. You can check out their beautiful infographics on TonberryTroupe.com. I think Cell is here, Anomander's here as well, and the rest of the group. So, and you can check out all the Warrior of Light and all those folks have infographics. If you want to go back and look at other infographics, they full infographic list, including other things, are on TonberryTroupe.com. Shout out to Tonberry Troupe. And thank you, Eamon, again for the resub. We are on 15 of 40 for the sub campaign, but that is 150 regular tickets. If you want to make me use the gem tickets, we got a few more subs to go. So let's talk about the fight. We fought 2 floating eyeball things, which we fought quite a few times. I think they were the floating eye bosses. They have an FR gauge, just like we do. When they get to 40% of their FR gauge, they do a aura, HP damage aura, 10% of your max HP. When they get to 60%, that aura is now 20% of your HP. And 80%, they do 30%. This is kind of a big deal because if they attack you and your HP is under 50%, they will paralyze you for 1 turn, excuse me. When they reach 100%, they do trigger their group gaze attack, which is AoE HP damage, ignores HP damage mitigation, guaranteed hit, inflicts 2 turns of paralyze if you are under 50% HP. Only one boss does that. The bosses have 3 turns of force time, so you have to give them 3 turns. I think that's between the 2 of them for them to then reset and to go back into it. And if you're not familiar with how the gauge works, the lower the boss HP, the faster their gauge charges. So at 79%, it gets up to 2.5 speed charge, and at 49%, it gets up to 3% speed charge. Obviously, Kane is great for this because he's got an FR weapon, so you have a button to press. That's super nice. He can also evade their attacks, which is super nice. He also does damage, which is super nice. He also doesn't take HP damage, HP poison, which is super nice. Other good characters are all the people you would think of. I saw a lot of Kanes. I saw a lot of Garnets. Saw a good chunk of Cisnes and Gallifs. Early on, didn't see a lot of creative runs. I think we got a few creative runs down the road. You can always jump on our Discord. We have a great group of things. Obviously, probably the easiest way to do this would be Kryl with her force enhancements, Kane with his force enhancements, and another support character either using Cisne for that extra damage, or because she does range damage, helps Kane, or a character like Garnet. That was probably the easiest way to approach it. I think I saw some runs along those veins. Personally, I used Kane. I have his full kit. He's fully enhanced. I used Edge. He was able to give the party evasion. Obviously, that doesn't help with the guaranteed hit, but he's super, super helpful. And I used Lena, which prevents the paralysis and just does some pretty constant healing. And she can do some fast turn stuff too. So those were my 3 characters, and they made it out fine. I played around with some other options, and there are some ways you can do it without FR gauge. It's just long and it sucks more. So, and thanks to Excalibur, who's with us for the beautiful infographics. He posts those on our Discord under information content. So thank you for Excalibur for putting those together every single fight. Appreciate that. And Deathstrop puts together some team options as well. And so if I go there and look at some other team options, I will say this. This is permanent content. So if you don't pull for Kane and you know you're going to pull for Titus, you're going to pull for Cam, you can go back and do this. Or even not even that, I don't want to force enhance Pinello, but I know I'm going to force enhance Ignis. I know I'm going to force enhance Orin. That makes a difference. That makes it easier. Go back and do it with Orin. It will be easier. Go back and do it with Ignis. It will be easier. So if you know you're going to do that, or for some reason you're pulling Nebraska, if you know you're going to invest in those characters, you can go back and do it, and you'll have an easier time. So I know there's always this fear of missing up. Oh, I got to beat the event. And I do. I mean, I have to beat the event as soon as it comes out, obviously, but you don't have to do that. And so this is all permanent content. This entire cycle, permanent content. You got 2 chapter parts, and you got intersecting wills. So a couple weeks from now, you can come back to it, and you're going to have more characters, because once you have more characters with full force enhancements, a couple different FRs to work with, you're going to have a much easier time. This is kind of the hardest part, just because you don't have those characters with the good force enhancements to help build that gauge faster and faster. Mino, what's your experience?
I already forgot who I used. I think I was very sick at the time. That's my excuse.
Mhm.
Uh, um, I just wanted to correct you in that while the events are permanent,
There
the
are.
whale pass tickets are not.
Thank you, thank you. Sorry,
So
friends.
keep that in mind. Yeah, keep that in mind, guys.
Sorry, friends. There are limited time rewards, but just if you have a whale pass. So I'm pretty sure if you have a whale pass, you're probably not missing out on anything. You probably have a lot of resources. Maybe not, maybe not, maybe not. I might be wrong. If you're in that camp, you're like, I get the whale pass every month and I have nothing, and I'm afraid of losing these 20 tickets. Like, just step back and be like, dude, it's okay. It's okay. That is funny. But anything else about that fight before we move on?
No, you covered it very well. Just for semantics, I guess. Cross was saying, just to be clear, their force attack is guaranteed. So when they enter force time, right?
Yes.
But then
correct.
after that, everything is dodgeable.
Yep.
So a lot of people.
That's why I brought
will
Edge.
survive. Okay, yeah, right. Okay. So
yeah. No, just the 100% attack, the force attack. Yep, force time attack. Yep. Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. Excalibur says, want to mention that the event is very doable with just a Kane friend. Ho. But we don't use friends here. Yes. Remembering that you can bring a friend, and if you bring a Kane friend, that will help exceptionally. You can use mine, for example. He's fully geared. He has 9,800 power. He's pretty good. So feel free to use my friend. Yeah, Layla is a good option if you hate yourself and want to spend a lot of time with the fight, but she can get you through it without Kane. And that is because she can dodge all the attacks and manipulate her turns. You just need some damage mitigation as well, and it's going to take a longer. Just watch the videos. Like, just look at the video run times. You can see it's just going to take a little bit longer. But there are multiple ways to beat this fight, or you can just sit on it for a little bit and come back to it. I think Cross reminded us that all of the events except for maybe one this month are permanent. The Titus event is the only one, Titus event, that is not permanent. So there you go. Well, we go to
sorry. Cross also mentioned, I wanted this on the show too. Very good point. If you're gonna do Shinryu fights without an FR, you need a shit ton of off-turn damage.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how you got to treat it. Just like T9, right? Like, yes, it's doable, but realize like the damage requirements are so high.
Yeah,
you need shit tons of off-turn damage. It's the only way you're making it. But yeah, all right.
Yeah, which is why I think there were some Freya runs. Freya was in there because she does heal and does the off-turn damage. Obviously, Cisne with the off-turn damage. Orin now with off-turn damage and counters, a shield tank, that kind of stuff. There's already some great off-turn damage besides Kane, although Kane is really good, so why not pick up Kane? We have Kryls intersecting wills, and that brought us Orin's force enhancements. And so that's awesome. Orin's great because he's a cover tank that does follow-up damage and counters, and that's awesome. So he blocks people and then he counters and it's off turn damage and he's great and he's charging the gauge and he does debuffs and he's great. I love Orin. He's one of my favorite characters. I know Mina doesn't like him, but any thoughts on Orin and should you invest in him?
I wish his skills did more damage. They feel very underwhelming. I know you're bringing him for the counter.
Yeah,
but it feels really bad to press his buttons. I'm like, it feels really bad.
I'm sure it's better. I mean, my Orin is blue. Obviously, I do not have a great sword right now, and I probably won't for a while. So, if you have the great sword, it's going to be a lot better. Obviously, blue armor if you want to invest in him. But yeah, his main buttons aren't great. But like you said, you're bringing him for the off turn damage and for the damage mitigation, the protection.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, for sure. That brings us to Kryl, and if you're not familiar with who the hell Kryl is, she is a little girl, and she is Enchant and Peril Thunder, one of the many that we have. She supports, she batteries. That's what she does. She has that weird overhead thing that does. What the hell does that do? It kind of does battery retention, right?
Yeah, it's
little crystal.
It's some super battery based on her Max Brave.
That
Right,
only
yeah.
lasts for a few turns, few actions. She also has that paralyze from her LD, that trap that triggers a paralyze, which is nice. You just have to time it a little bit correctly. She gets an FR. So if you're pulling for her FR weapon, it is also battery, but it's based on thunder damage. That will take it up, the damage, and Kryl battering the party on her turn takes it up considerably, adds to the damage. So if you have Kryl's force gauge active, you want as many people possible doing thunder damage. Now she's enchanting and imperiling, so just make sure that you have people that can be enchanted and imperiled, like bosses that can be imperiled, characters that can be enchanted. And then on her turn, you want to make sure that you're battering, which she does on good chunk of her skills. I think maybe just skill 2 is no battery. I think everything else is battery, right? Unless she's got her overhead thing that may count for it as well. So I do not have her FR because no. But Mino, you do have it, and so you can tell us a little bit how your experience with Kryl FR has been.
Wait, how'd you know I have it?
You mentioned it just a few minutes ago.
Oh. Okay. Well,
You said I was playing around with Kryl's FR, so
yeah,
I assumed you had it.
it's not I how do I say this? It's very middle of the road in my opinion. Like batterying doesn't feel super good in the Shinryu era. I know we only have 2 fights so far, and I know things change drastically later, but right now, like I said, compared to Kane's, I feel like Kane's FR is a lot more fun to press right now, even with both maxed. I do use Kryl as my charger. Her S1 is instant. Batteries, it gives buffs, it does lots of cool things, and if you look at her force requirements, she actually gets an extra boost on top of what normal people do. So like if a 30 out of 30 Pinello can raise the bonus by 50 a move, Kryl can do it by 70 per S1. So in her force time, it does raise a little higher. That's just something to keep in mind. But other than that, like I feel like Kane, her kit has a lot of versatility. Like we all know her LD, she has like paralysis. She has party lightning enchant, which is a lot rarer than I thought. I remember I think I was looking at characters who could do that. I don't think there are that many. There's like Ash maybe and
Yeah.
her and maybe one more that I can't think of right now, but you know, that's always nice to have in your pocket. Um her effects are great. She just doesn't pack the numbers. She doesn't pack the numbers that Kane does, so it feels harder to justify
Pressing that
using
button.
her.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It and again, like I don't know, but like she does everything pretty decently. I feel like the paralyzes will help Cam if for some reason you want to run them together, or like the enchants can, as BC and other
Yeah, like
JP players have said.
everybody paralyzes this month. You got all
Right,
kinds of
right, right.
paralyzers.
And as BC and other JP players have said, like the lightning enchant actually comes in handy when more FR
Yeah.
conditions require lightning, because again,
Yeah.
apparently lightning party enchants extremely rare.
Uh
2 or 3 characters in the cast, right?
yeah,
But
lightning party enchant that's just lightning, right? Cuz
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
Ash
yeah.
is holy in lightning and there might be some other combo characters, but for a call ability that just provides lightning enchant to the party, Cryo may be the only one that does that, yeah.
Right, yeah. So it's as people are saying in chat again, it's just like, right, her FR doesn't seem nearly as easy to use as Kane's. Kane's conditions are a lot more universal. Range damage is everywhere, right? Um, launches can be given a lot here too. Kane's is instant turn, as we talked
Yeah.
about, so it's much easier to set up. But like, I don't think she's a bad character. I feel like to echo the JP players in our community, if you want to build future lightning teams, Kryl's a great pickup. And again, she has all this other stuff like the unique battery and the paralysis and all this stuff. Like I feel like she will play well with others a lot, which is why I semi invested in her, and I'm going to
Yeah.
use her as my gauge charger if I need a gauge charger in these early months instead of, you know, like Pinello or Ignis. I feel like
Yeah.
she's going to bring more to the table than they are. But I don't think I would recommend anybody super investing in her, unless again you're looking at future Lightning FRs, and she's just an okay character.
Persona 2 best Persona is like, what's up with all the cam hype? Cam's broken, and was probably bugged in JP, and they're like, I guess we're stuck with it now, which changed the entire trajectory of the game. We talked a little bit about it last week. So that's why you got all the Camelot hype. Let me put it that way. We'll talk about that probably next week, considerably. So, we do have a Shinryu fight, not Lufania Plus anymore. Screw Lufania. That's last week's issue. Am is a mistake. Yeah. Then they nerf Garland. But yes, Twin Tanyas, these scary looking monster things. They're force gauge, less terrifying than I think the previous one, the floating eyes. At 40%, they gain brave after their own turn. At 60%, they gain 30% brave elemental resist, except for thunder. And at 80%, they gain brave elemental resist 50%, except for thunder damage. At 100%, they trigger Giga Flare plus plus. Recovers from break, AoE brave plus HP damage, guaranteed hit. Brave gain 150%. And during force time, this is a big thing to know. During their force time, their brave cannot go below 20%. So they got a 20% max brave floor. They are immune to break because of that. So that's kind of fun for them. Their HP threshold triggers are the same as the previous one. 100% their force gauge charges at 1.5 speed. 79% at 2 times speed, and at, I guess it's a little different, 49% 2.5 times speed. So I found this much easier than the previous fight. Now I did bring again Kane. I brought Orin, and I bought Kryl. I don't have her FR, but she enchanted and imperiled, so everybody was doing light thunder damage. So they didn't resist my brave damage. And I defended against all their attacks. I think I got 2 force times off in this fight. Again, I didn't use a friend because I don't use friends anymore. I'm done using friends. No more friends. This is no friend FR era. But much easier. I didn't have any struggles with this. Maybe just because I had played with the FR gauge a few times now, I'm a little bit more used to it. But I think just because I had Orin charging the cage and defending, and Kryl, doing the conditions, so this went much easier for me. I didn't really hear anybody else struggle with it one way or the other. But Mino, did you hear anybody struggle with this?
No, it's definitely going to be one of the easier fights we will see because one, the HP is still very low.
Yeah,
and
50 million. Yeah.
very low HP. So like obviously Lufania plus levels of HP that we're already beyond. We've power crept, and also it takes away the HP poison, which is one of the most punishing things of Kane's fight for stalling. And so once people don't have to give the boss, when players aren't punished for no turning bosses, that's what's gonna happen. So it was a very easy fight. Nothing much to talk about.
Again, TonberryTroupe.com if you want to look at the infographics, and come to our Discord, and you can check out Destros guide and Excalibur's guides for that. That would be super helpful. Let's go to some discussion. Just one for us before we get to podcast questions. Again, if you want to ask us a question, you're watching live, you can gift a sub, you can become a member, and you can use some Chocobo points. You can super chat and just ask us your question. We'll answer it. Again, we're doing a sub campaign. We're at 15 subs, 150 tickets. Every ticket is 10 tickets. Every sub is 10 tickets, or YouTube membership or super chat, 10 tickets until we get to 40 subs, and then I will go into gems. But Mino, so what's been your first week and a half experience, even though you were on your deathbed? What's been your initial experience of FR era?
I really like the initial direction. We're gonna see how that changes drastically in the next cycle in the next month or so. But I really do think that like the force gauge adds a whole nother layer of strategy and depth to the mechanics, right? Like everyone said it. I thought I was above it as a veteran player, but everyone says it's more complicated than it appears, and you have to kind of play with it a bit to really get how the gauge how to interact with the gauge, right?
Yeah.
And so when I cleared my first run of Kane's Shinryu, I think I could get the bonus up to like 210 at best or something, and I thought I was doing really well. I think the first time I tried, I was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna bring all ranged attacks for Kane, right? Like Kane, Cisne, and I forgot a third, and maybe Freya or something, and see how high I can get it." And then I watched BC just use Pinello and charge up past like 500% or something, right? And then I was like, "Oh, okay, so there's a lot more I'm missing here." And obviously, I played a lot to kind of but I really like the direction. It's gonna change a lot. But I think Shinryu is great, and I wanted to hammer in. I think I forgot to say these GL challenge quests we're getting for the Shinryu. I actually think they're a great addition, and I hope they're permanent because, like you said, it pushes a new way to play. Right. There's no reason to use a friend anymore, right? You're not supposed to use a friend on Chaos or Lufania already because of the built-in challenge quest, and now you don't use a friend on Shinryu. I think we always talked about like, oh, what can we do to make the game more engaging or harder? Removing friend units was definitely one of them for endgame, and just I really like just extra. I feel like there's something the community's been asking for a long time. Extra
Yeah.
rewards for extra challenges. I don't know. I really like the concept. To quote
Quick.
Ink, sorry. Oh,
No, I was going to say quick shout out to Tree Void for gifting 20 subs on YouTube, 20 memberships. I didn't even know that was a thing you could do. So fool me once, I guess. But thank you, Tree Void, and make sure to thank Tree Void for if you got a gifted sub. You get some exclusive videos. If you were just gifted a free sub, there are exclusive YouTube videos that only members can check out. So thank you, Tree Void, for being a member on YouTube, and thank you for gifting 20. That means we are at 35 out of 40. So we are 5 subs, YouTube membership, super chats away from making me actually use NF tickets or gems on this idiot Braska. So shout out to Tree Void. Tree Void on YouTube. You can search Tree Void Defo on YouTube, and Tree Void and Multiracial Line have been doing a talk show every other week, off stream or off week Wednesday night from BC Black Nero on YouTube. Focus mostly on JP, but talking Defo, and so check that out. Another good addition to the talk show thing. So, but yeah, continue, Mino.
Oh, sorry. I mean, that's actually perfect timing because what I was gonna say next, great segue, was to bring up Tree Void. I've already forgotten what I was gonna say. I'm gonna blame my illness again, but I do want to say that I did want to shout out Tree Void. You're right. Like their show's really coming along. I think they're doing great. This last episode was great, but also I think the biggest compliment I can give Tree Void is he's really inherited the will of Ink Welder. You know, like the community has really Ink Welder's retirement has really left a hole in our content creator circles and our community, and I think I can safely say that I truly believe that Tree Void has inherited the will of Ink.
Is that a compliment? Okay.
Wait, what are you trying,
okay,
what are you trying to say? Are you trying to say it's not good to be like Ink Welder?
I miss Ink Welder. He's a dear friend. Hey, Jovial Rogers gifted 10 TCC memberships. Wow, I guess you guys found that's an option. I didn't know that was an option, but I really appreciate that. Wow. Thank you, Jovial Roger, for those. Yeah. You folks should have been jumping on YouTube here, because you could have gotten a free membership. I think I don't know if you have to be on or not, but make sure. Now everybody who's on YouTube is a member, so make sure you check out those exclusive videos. So, yeah, so far for me, I'm liking it. I like I like the learning curve. I've been playing around with the fights a little bit. Now we're only 2 fights in, but I like that to be like, let's how can we maximize the gauge? How can we increase the gauge faster? How can I outpace? At this point, outpace the bosses. I know at some point that's not going to be as big a deal, but right now it kind of is. So, yeah, we want Braska pulls. Well, you're getting them. I'm going to pity Braska's FR weapon. So there you go. That's going to be exciting here in a few minutes. But yeah, I've been enjoying it, and I'm looking forward to. Obviously, we know things will change, but right now I'm looking forward to it. It's kind of re-energized my interest in the game, and obviously I'm not playing it every minute of every day, but that's okay. I got other things I can do. But I am enjoying it when I am playing it, and interesting, different. The stories so different from the chapter to the intersecting wheel was like, but that's fun with the intersecting wheels. It is fun to get those things. So any questions in the podcast questions you want to tackle tonight, Mino?
Yeah, thanks guys for showing up with the questions. We have to actually have a good bunch. Please keep adding to them. I'm just saying that because we're not going to be able to cover all of them. So I'll just try to pick a few. Right here, JD Terraforce asks, what are must-pull FR weapons in the early era? I feel like we can give a very generic answer. Obviously, everyone's going to say Cam. I personally say Kane. And then honestly, from there, it's whatever you want. I can't. I don't really know how to give better advice of that. Do you have anything, Mark?
Yeah, I think Kane is a really good investment because he is a good investment. Like, he's very good. Obviously Cam is broken, but I don't know that people are going to enjoy playing him. And I don't know that he's going to make the game any more fun for you. So, I may just pull to see if I can get his kit just kind of off to the side. I don't know that I'm actually going to be using him. I think Titus is a really good pickup early on. But if you have Machina and you're okay using Machina as your kind of big damage dealer, then you can skip Titus as well. Other than that,
Pearson's asking in chat, is Braska bait? How long until Cam? That's a really hard question.
Is Braska bait? Braska's just not good. Like, he's not bait, he's just bad.
I'm gonna argue in favor for Braska later. I'm not gonna say pull, but that's something we're gonna cover next episode in detail.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah. I'll talk about a little bit on the post show, but I will say this: if you look at it this cycle in a vacuum, and you don't look at the mistake that comes after, Braska charges his FR bonus way better than Kane and Kryl does. He probably could have been pretty damn good if Cam didn't happen. So, yeah. But Cam is what? When's the next event? Sunday? Yeah, I think Cam's like
Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty cool.
All right. What do we have here? Final Asim says, as I was watching the latest Square Enix stream, Joshua threatened a co-op player who BT'd with Squall to ban him for doing so. The player wasn't late to use skills. He was using the BT rotation optimally with no delay between turns. After Joshua's threat, the player brave attacked until the end of the BT phase. So do you think what he did was appropriate? Was it over the line? What do you guys think of the matter? You know what? I think I'm just going to give this question to Mark.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. I'll take it. Okay. No, I think Joshua is a ruthless dictator, and he rules with an iron fist, and you shouldn't cross him. What the hell are you thinking? Now, to be fair, I think Joshua was kidding. That's my interpretation of it. I don't know what he was feeling. He was probably pissed off. Like, I think most of us were like, seriously, these streams are long enough, you're going to burst. And it was not a new player. Like, we know it was not a new player. It was not like, oh, it's just a new player who doesn't know any better. Like, they had like a platinum plate, right? They had a diamond plate or something. It was not a new player. So it was definitely, it was either accidental, and that does sometimes happen. Sometimes you're like scrolling through trying to be quick and you hit the regular burst button instead of the glowy burst button. Like, I get that could happen. But it was probably somebody who thought they were being funny. And so, yeah, Joshua called it out. I don't think he didn't obviously ban the person. But I think it was good to call it out and be like, come on, seriously. Anything?
No, I'm not. Okay, actually, you know what? While I will
I
talk
love
about
Joshua, and he's good, and he's don't be mean to Joshua. That's what
I'm not going to comment on the issue itself, but I will say, ASIM, and anybody listening, that if you guys are unhappy with how community managers are doing things, just write some emails. I'm pretty sure there's like a portal in support that you can. I know
Oh, yeah.
Josh reads all of Josh. I know for a fact that Josh reads a lot of the reports. So reporting in game's always the best way. GL feedback and main chord and the subreddit are always checked. So make sure to make some subreddit posts about this. PM him on Discord. He has an official Square Enix Discord account just for things like this. Ping him on any of the channels. You might get banned from main chord, but luckily Josh sits in a lot of other channel discords like Masalento's Discord. You can join that and ping him there. So I believe that you should always voice your disagreement, and so if you are unhappy about this, make sure your voice is heard.
There you go.
Okay.
Any other
Joe,
questions?
yeah. Just one or two more. Joe Wag says, now that we've entered a new era in DeFo, which era was your favorite?
That's a good question. I think the what was it, like early mid chaos, not like the earliest chaos, like early mid chaos that was so creative when we started the TCC challenges. Is that the era that I'm thinking of, that around that? Yeah. No, I mean, I think that's kind of been our highlight. Although I really did enjoy the anniversary, the special events that we got. I thought that was a lot of fun. To break up garbage time. Not garbage time was not my favorite era, but I like the exclusive stuff we get. So we'll see how FR era is, but I did enjoy that kind of early to mid chaos era, probably the best.
Right. If we're talking about the entire era and not just pieces of an era, I think I'm gonna have the unpopular opinion of Lufania Plus.
Yeah, if you're talking about the entire era, yeah.
Yeah, I think I like Lufania Plus. I know a lot of people don't. For one, I've already said I'm a big fan of the Lufania orbs as a mechanic. Yeah, I really like that. Plus, as bad as the longest garbage time ever was, we really did get a lot of GL exclusives, and a lot of them were some of the best fights we've ever gotten. Like Crevasse, that whole anniversary cycle.
Yep.
The Rainy with a Chance of Meteors. So like if we had to take an entire era, I'm gonna go with Lufania Plus, and I'm pretty sure I'm the only person probably.
No, I think if you're gonna take an entire era, I think you got a really good argument for Lufania Plus, yeah.
And then Blart says, how were your holiday weekends, Mark?
Thank you. I work on the weekends, so I don't get like extra days off. But we did go to my hometown, and my mother turned 80 on Tuesday. But her favorite restaurant was not open on Tuesday, so we went down on Monday. My family, my brother's family, my parents, who are both still living, and one of their next door neighbor, we all went out to their favorite hipster pizza place. It's hilarious. My dad was born on the west side of Chicago. My mom was born on the south side of Chicago. They are old enough that they are not deep dish pizza fans. They grew up pre deep dish pizza. Deep dish pizza in Chicago is like 50s, 60s. Pre Chicago or pre deep dish pizza was thin crust pizza. So they're big Chicago pizza snobs. And they love, like my dad, if you talked about pineapple on a pizza, he'd die. But they love this like hipster wood fire pizza place that makes the most ridiculous pizza, like pistachio cream pizza, which is amazing. Like, it's amazing. Like spicy Brussels sprout pizza. Again, sounds ridiculous. It's freaking amazing. So yeah, that's what we did, and it was nice. Drove home and saw fireworks as we were driving home. That was a lot of fun. How was your weekend, Mino?
First of all, fuck you, Blart. He knows damn well what he's asking. I've been dying. I honestly can't remember the last time I was this sick. I couldn't believe it. And a part of me was actually hoping it was COVID because my work gives us a week off for COVID, like, like free time, not using our time, special allotted time for COVID. But it wasn't. I can't tell what it was. I went to the doctor, I got the PCR test and everything. And it was all negative. I took some home tests, all negative. It definitely wasn't COVID. I didn't lose my sense of smell or taste, but something about these like ridiculous cold symptoms that have like left me bedridden for over a week. I think in my entire adult working life, I've never taken more than 2 or 3 days off consecutively for
Hmm.
illness, and I've taken a week and a half off for this. Like, I don't know what
Wow.
the fuck it is. It's just cold symptoms, but it's bad. Like, I wasn't even sure if I was up to coming on here, and I've been doing nothing but resting for a week and a half. And so I haven't been able to do anything. It hasn't been fun at all. Like my family didn't want to see me because they're like, "Oh, you must be really sick.
You got the COVID.
Yeah, you should quarantine." I didn't feel good enough to do much. I didn't
Yeah.
even feel good enough to like play video games for extended periods of time. Like that's how you know when you're really
Yeah, I've been
sick.
that
When I'd
sick.
rather sleep than watch TV, right? Like it's just been like so fucking boring.
Yeah,
It's been
I hear
fucking
it.
horrible.
It's not great. Well, hopefully, hashtag pray for Mino, that
Fuck you, Clark.
will get better. Any other questions?
Okay, so we do have time for more. Okay, so Jets Crush, similar question. With final Lufania Plus over and done, I'm interested in hearing what your favorite and least favorite Lufania fights were. You remember that off the top of your head?
I mean, I think the favorites were that kind of back to back to back. The ones you were talking about, the anniversary ones, where we got the special events. Those were really kind of a highlight for me. In terms of the worst, I'm not sure. I'm trying to think of one that was like, there was a month, right, with like Sephiroth and Reno, right? Were those all the Lufanias that were like Kieran? Maybe that was bad. The Bears, yeah, Kieran Bears, were pretty bad, but there was a few that were like back to back to back, just kind of like, yeah, if you had the characters, it was okay, but they were pretty bad.
I think I think my least favorite. I think it- the Vayne or Shulk Lufania pluses were really bad. I
Yeah,
remember I remember playing them and I was like we all agreed that like the concepts and the mechanics were good, but it was they were such slogs of a fight, right?
yeah,
Like they were both fights that had ads, and then the boss becomes untargetable until you kill the ads, and then it repeats that like 3 to 4 times in a fight. Like that seems unnecessary to have to see that minimum of 3 to 4 times. It was ridiculous. So everyone that like paralyzed cheesed it with Agrius, like I'm with you. Like that's bullshit.
yeah.
Um Favorite, I'm trying to think of favorite like non-GL exclusive, like if everything was on schedule. What was a fight that I really enjoyed? I know there are a few, but it's really tough to recall right now. Um One of the some of those Transcendence fights have been really good. I'm trying to remember which though. You know what? I actually really liked that very first Transcendence
Oh yeah,
with the flaming wheels.
yep.
I,
That was a
I I
good fight.
tried
I like
really
that.
hard for that. Yeah, I tried really
That was
hard
a
for
good
that one.
fight. Yeah, it was challenging.
Yeah, yeah. All right. I think that's all the questions for this week, and we'll get
Okay.
to the ones we didn't next week, guys.
All right. Well, Mino, are you going to stay around for polls, or are you going to bounce?
We'll try to stay around for at least
Okay.
bowl.
Well, I'm going to take a little break. So, thank you all. This has been episode 199 of the Crystal Chronicles, recorded on July 7th, 2022. If you're listening on the podcast, jump on YouTube. You can watch my polls later. Just scroll ahead at minute marker 154 or 155 about, and we'll start the polls. Join us next week. We'll talk about Braska and all of those other characters, including Camlinot. Thank you all. Thank you, man. So many of you gifting subs, showing up, subbing. Great audience tonight. Thank you. Thank you. We love you. We're so grateful that we've been able to do this for 199 episodes over 4 years. 5 seasons. Not that that means anything. But we've been able to do this for well, if you include all the seasons, much longer than 4 years. But it's just a great time, and we continue to enjoy doing it, getting together, hanging out with you. So if you are live with us, hang on. We'll come back for polls. Give us about 5 minutes. If you are listening on the podcast, good luck on all your polls, and we'll see you next week. Goodbye. All right, friends, just give me 50 seconds. I'm going to use the restroom, and then we're going to go back to the poll. So poll hype. Let everybody know we're going to be pulling with NF tickets with gems. Give me about 2 minutes.
All right. I'll take a break too. I'll be right back.
All right. Let's, are we ready? Hey, are we ready? Are we ready? We are going to be pulling. It's time to pull. It's time to pull. Let's get some hype in chat. It's time to pull. Time to pull Braska. I'm using NF tickets. I'm using gems. What did I say? Till I get the FR, I guess, right? But I don't have any of this guy's kit. This is a new character. Fuck.
Yeah, that's good. So you could, you know what? I think what did you say? Pulled a pity? Is that what you said?
Yeah, for the FR. But, I mean, I'll probably keep pulling until I get at least one of each of the weapons, right?
Yeah, that's a good deal. I think you might spend more than a pity, potentially.
So, what? Yeah, well, we'll see. Yeah. We're going to play it by ear, right? Okay. We got a free pull, a free daily, and a free multi. So let's go with that. Let's go. Yeah, definitely going to go until we get the FR. We'll see where things go from there. Free pull. It's a gold orb. What can we get? Oh, there are 2 free pulls. Thank you. Thank you, Yin. Thank you. I will do the other free pull and then come back to this banner. It doesn't matter which banner I go on, but... Let's go! Braska's the staff user, right?
Yeah.
So, I have everything else on these banners except Braska's weapons. So, I don't need pulls like that. So, let's go to the other banner. Get the other free pull out of the way. Another gold orb. So, yeah, we need 15 CPs. We need 35 CPs. I don't really need those. We need EX. I don't really need that. But really, we're chasing the LD and the FR.
I have
tokens for everything else. You have what?
I have my own dilemma. I pulled the LD and 20 tickets.
Okay.
And I'm just sitting here thinking, do I just token the rest of the kit, call it a day? or do I be greedy and chase the FR because it only costs me 20 tickets? I don't know. It's a terrible.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's a terrible dilemma. So nothing on that. What are we feeling, folks? Should I go on the Kane BT banner or the Jet BT banner? What are we thinking? Kane BT banner, Jet BT banner.
You have so many gems. Jesus Christ. You're almost at 100k again with 231 tickets.
I have a lot of gems. Yeah.
I'm not close to that at all. Jesus.
Oh, so we're saying Jet. We're saying Jet. Yeah, Jet.
Eject.
Yeah, Jet. For the win. Okay, let's go. We were at 231. Let me get my thing out here. Let's see what we get. I need anything. I don't need the 30. I don't need the other weapons. I have plenty of EX tokens. I haven't used EX tokens in forever. I got 50 of them. But yeah.
Mino, at least 10 more tickets since you can get them all back from the GL exclusive mission. You know what? That's solid. That's solid advice. I'm gonna do it.
All right, nothing there. Let's keep pulling.
10 more tickets.
10 more tickets.
I got a blue orb.
I think I have tickets expiring in like 3 days. So.
All right, Jovial Roger. I got 1 gold out of those 10 tickets, and it was Braska C15. So you got me.
There you go. Woohoo! There you go. Where are we going? I have not.
Tree Void Gate was right.
Oh!
I'm a little behind on the stream.
Braska
FR. Oh my god.
Braska FR.
I mean, that means you have to go for the LD. Right?
Yeah. Oh no, I'm going for the LD. Yeah, I'm going for the LD. Like, break up. I'm going for the LD, folks. Come on. I'm not going to shortchange you. I'm not going to shortchange you, Poles. No, we are going for the LD. So we're going up to 75. Yeah. Going up to we'll probably go up to 75 because I'll get the extra power stones.
Yeah, it's too bad. It's too bad you already got the BT, I guess.
I do already have the BT. Yes, I have both BTs. Yes. Good players get good players get the weapons. I've gotten so many LDs. I've gotten like 4 LDs already.
I got multiple copies of every LD on that Kane, the first Kane
I'm gonna
banner.
pity this stupid LD. I'm gonna pity this stupid LD. Sine Wave becoming a member. Yes, gifted. So log on to YouTube if you want to become a member, because apparently you will retroactively gain a membership. So literally, like, log on to YouTube right now, and you'll probably get a membership. You get to watch free videos. So, like, seriously, friends, like, do it. Get on YouTube. Claim those memberships. There were 30 gifted memberships, and not all of them have been claimed. So jump on YouTube. Get those memberships. Don't let them go to waste. Don't let them go to waste. I'm sorry, Saray. I don't want people to feel hurt. I mean, #blessed.
You know, a preview of probably some of what I'm going to say next week is that, like, researching Braska, if Cam didn't happen, his FR is quite good. And he's the first new character in the FR era, so interacts with the FR gauge the most out of any characters we've seen. But really, like, people are all like, oh, you know, his bonus raises by fire damage and he doesn't party enchant. But without that, his bonuses are quite good. I feel like, again, like, it's so hard to say if you remove Cam, everything's in a different light, but Cam really was really, really dumb.
Oh no, trolled by the FR orb. Trolled by the FR orb. No, it trolled. Yes, Soshi says you have to turn on accepting memberships on. So I don't know anything about YouTube memberships, apparently.
Google this.
So yeah, we'll figure it out. Burst. 5 burst tokens. I'll take them because Lord knows I don't got enough burst tokens.
For me, that would be better than a dupe FR, but I don't know how close you are to getting all your BTs. Pretty close, right?
Maybe 5 I don't have.
Yeah, I mean, like, you're pretty close. Like, you could potentially get all BT. What are you saving your tokens for? Spend them.
I'm not saving my tokens at all.
You don't have a surplus of BT tokens?
Oh, no, I do. I have a lot of BT tokens.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what are you saving? Spend them. Spend them all. It's going to be such sweet justice, guys, if Mark ends up pitying the LD.
Okay with me.
It's just ironic that people paid for you to pity the FR, but it's the lesser weapon you're gunning for.
There, Scootaloo's got it. Blue, blue, blue. Oh, or purple, I mean. Blue, purple. There we go. There's another one. Kurt Reynolds. There's a whole bunch of people.
Dude, what is your FR luck? I almost want to start throwing tickets, but I guess a lot of these have been on the final +1, right? With the boosted chance.
There, Yin got one. Sinewave got... Oh, Sinewave did them. There you go. People figured it out. Some people figured it out, apparently.
Jovial Roger, I'm throwing a couple dozen more tickets just for you. I got another blue orb off the bat. With 0 gold weapons in those 10. Okay, let's go again.
So this is 200.
Pulling is,
people figured it out. People figured it out.
Pulling is infectious.
There might be some more. There were 30 gifted, so I don't know that 30 people have gotten them. Oh, got the EX. Got the EX. That is the EX, right? Got the EX.
I'm behind you. Sorry.
No problem. But I did get the EX, so
I just realized,
don't have to spend my EX
like,
tokens.
Pitying the LD is not as bad as pitying the FR, so this is
it's not.
Option.
No, it's not. No.
Yeah.
And if I get the FR, like even if I get if I get the even if I get the LD, if I get the LD before pity, you can get the hyperpower stones.
Yeah,
Oh, trolled again. Another BT.
What the fuck? What is this? What is this bullshit?
Damn it! Got me again. Check BT. Got me again. You always get me good. Wait, this isn't how your guys' polls normally go? This isn't how your polls go?
Jovial Roger says, throw all your tickets, Mino. Tickets are worthless, as you've said so often. Okay, so Jovial Roger, just to update you, that's what I did. And I got the FR on 70 tickets, which is a steal. And I think the moral of the story here, between Mark and myself, is just keep pulling till you get the weapon.
Yeah, just keep pulling, just keep pulling.
Budgets are for fools. I don't understand stopping at an arbitrary amount of tickets.
No.
Just go.
No.
Pull everything.
There's no ticket stoppage at this point. I probably will spend tickets if I get to pity without the LD, because I think I have tickets expiring like in 3 days, so I can't use them. So I'll check if I get to the 300 G token. I got 2 more pulls, so we'll see. No LD yet, to my knowledge. Maybe I did and I didn't realize it. But yeah, it's definitely gonna be 70,000 here.
Honestly, so when Faust and Hitmonchan tell me their polls and they're like, oh, I had to pity the LD, but I got the BT on the way, I'm always like, those are good results, right? Like 75,000 gems for the LD and BT, great. And now with the FR era, I feel like if you pity the LD but get the FR on the way, still great results, right? I think you beat the odds and got good results.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Yeah, for sure.
I agree.
Oh, really? You get 300 tokens for high power stones?
Yeah, right.
Too?
That was something that was added that later in JP that we initially got.
Yeah, we all did that earlier.
So you can use you know, if you spend the 75,000, it's not, even if you get all the weapons, you still get those hyper power stones. Not bad. Not complaining. Oh, Carflow can't figure out how to turn it on. I don't necessarily know how to help you. Oh, another EX. Don't have to use stones for the EX.
I feel like at this point, though...
300. So 300. I have not gotten the LD, correct? Yes, no LD. Correct. Got 2 Jet LDs and 2 Iggy LDs. But let me look at my ticket situation. So I'm at cap tickets, 999. But if I go home, and there's an event ongoing, right? If I go home, and I look in my inbox, yeah, I have tickets expiring in 2 days. I have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 31, 20, 34, 39, 45, or 44. So I have almost 50 tickets and then some expiring in 5 days. I almost have 50 tickets that that are just going to go in the garbage. So I'm going to use tickets first. So let's use some tickets.
Just ticket FR dupes for high power stones at this point.
Yeah, so we'll use tickets. Let's use 100 tickets and see what we get here.
I'm gonna die of laughter, guys, if he gets like an LD dupe.
Well, I haven't gotten any. Oh, I got the other LDs, so. Sorry, Corn Cob, if you didn't get it. They ran up. Yes, FR era is the era of mixing, finally. Mixing is alive and well. The era... Ooh, that's a really good ticket pull. 4 golds. The era of mixing is upon us. I'm going to use 100 tickets at least here. I'm fast clicking through the blues with tickets. So here's a gold orb. So for those of you just joining us, I because of the generosity of the community, I did use NF tickets or here, Corn Cob, you got it. Gems, 70,000 gems. I got 2 Jet BTs and 2 Braska FRs. I've gotten plenty of other things. I am searching for the LD. I can pity it. I've gone up to pity, but I had some tickets expiring, and so we are seeing our ticket luck. No reason not to use 100 tickets here to see how far we go. Or should I use more than 100 tickets? What do you think, Mino?
I have no idea. I feel like tickets are worthless.
It's a weird time.
Why not? Honestly, why not?
Why not?
You do technically have things to gain, and that's high power stones.
High power stones. So we'll go 200 tickets again. Like, I mean, maybe we'll even go 300 tickets. I don't know. You tell me, chat. What do you think?
Yeah, I would if I was Mark, I would not gem pull unless there were like sub goals anymore. I'd just ticket pull like the next 3 months. Oh my god, I just saw the purple orb.
Got my first purple orb.
Look, it paid off, guys. Just throw tickets at everything.
Tickets are worthless.
This is really bad. This is justifying Trevoid Gate.
Yeah,
that all those extra tickets are gonna get you an entirely new kit.
Yeah. Hopefully. There's 3. There's 3. There's 3.
What the fuck? What is happening? Oh god.
Oh man.
At this point, you
LD,
have to
but
invest
not the right
in
one.
Rosca, right? Well, like the sub goal, guys. You got to start raising the stakes. It can't just be like Mark pulls the FR.
Yeah.
It has to be Mark fully invests in Braska, max out those enhancement points and everything.
How many more subs for me to max out Braska? We're at 45 subs. How many subs?
5 more. Call it a clean 50.
I have Lulu and Iggy fully built, so I have both the calls to equip firepower. I can do it. 5 more subs throwing in my 5 more subs. I'm using my my stones, my force stones, the 30-30 Braska. I gotta get his freaking LD first.
You're still gunning for the LD. I forgot. I thought you were gonna just token that. Okay.
Well, I can't token the LD. Oh no, I can G token it. Yeah. Yeah, 5 more YouTube subs, Jovial Roger, and I will force stone Braska. I will use Braska. Oh, damn. Nice. That was right on ticket number 200. Right on ticket 200.
Not bad.
Yeah, so Braska.
Thank you and get to 245.
So, and that allows me to. I was pulling on the wrong banner. That's hilarious. I was pulling on the wrong banner. That allows me to get the 4 power stones, right? Yep. So now I can, the hyper power stones. High power stones.
Damn, the rich get richer. The rich get richer.
So I got his full kit. 200 tickets, 70,000 gems. Basically, MLB FR. Got the MLB EX. I'm not sure what the 35, but that doesn't matter. There you go. Oh, you too. Jovial Roger, 5 more YouTube subs. No, somebody else. I was reading. He's saying yes, 5 more YouTube subs.
I think somebody else subbed in the meanwhile, right?
Did somebody else sub? I was trying to see if somebody else subbed.
I saw a membership for I forgot the name already. 245 that I thanked on stream. Engel or.
I'm trying to look. I don't see anything. Braska is interesting. Well, hey, friends. That's a pretty good pull. I'll take it. Pretty good pull. We got the LD too. Pretty good pull. All right. Well, good luck on your pulls. There, Jovial Roger did it. Thank you, Jovial Roger. Now we will invest in Braska. Thank you all. Appreciate you all. Love you all. Yeah, stick on for a minute. If you didn't get one of those YouTube subs, you can get one. Grab that YouTube sub. Watch exclusive videos. Ooh, exclusive videos. Priority chatting. And if you did get one of those YouTube memberships, sync your Discord with your YouTube, and you'll get in our private channels. Some private channels. So there you go. Mino, any closing thoughts?
Nah, I'm good. Thanks, man. I gotta start getting back to rest.
Yep. Everybody keep Mino in your thoughts and prayers. Thank you all. We